Hey everyone, it's Coolkid here, and I know I'm late with this chapter review, but still, I gotta do a One Piece chapter review. Chapter 1032, and I know what you guys are going to, some of you are at least going to say is, yes, I know the next chapter, 1033, is out, but still, I wanted to do a chapter review on this, so, yeah. Actually, before we get on to the chapter review itself, I do got a couple of things to say. So, let's see. First thing, recently I did a live stream where I reacted to One Piece episode 1000. And, you know, for someone who hasn't watched the anime in a long time, I mean, I freaking dropped it in Dressrosa, and I only seen, like, clips and stuff on YouTube. So, like, actually watching a brand new episode is, like, God, it is so weird. And also, yes, it's really good. And yes, it does make me want to, you know, at least catch up all the way to Wano. So, yeah, I guess, you know, watch that live reaction. I honestly thought it was a pretty good live stream. And, you know, you get my thoughts across and, you know, how I felt about it in that live stream. Anything else I really want to say about it? I mean, you know, it was a good episode. Let me just say that. But yeah. So then, next thing we got is, of course, I've been recently doing my Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Wait, yeah. It's Brilliant Diamond Nuzlocke, and you know, usually. Probably something I would say is like, oh yeah, go check it out. I'm doing, you know, great fantastic streams over there, and follow me on Twitch and whatever. But something did happen. I don't know if you care for spoilers or not, but yeah, second episode, I just straight up died to the first gym leader, Rook. Is it supposed to be Rock? Either way, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I lost to the freaking first gym leader in the second episode. So, if you go to the second episode, there's a link to a poll, and, you know, I'm letting it decide if I should completely start the Nuzlocke from scratch, or if I should, you know, just continue on with, you know, all the same Pokemon, I guess. But, you know, whatever you guys decide, you know, I'll do that. I'll actually, probably how it'll go is, I'll do that stream this Friday, I guess, that. And, you know, whatever the poll says, I'll happily do. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with restarting the Nuzlocke. I mean, this is actually my first time just completely wiping out a Nuzlocke. This is coming from a guy who, you know, freaking did Platinum. Well, I mean, I did a Cheez-It through Giga, freaking legendary, my Platinum Nuzlocke. But I also didn't do that live, so, you know. Obviously, when you do things on camera, it's going to go possibly the worst for you. So, yeah, there's for that. Let's see what else. Oh, yeah, recently, you know, we, for the Runaway Warlords, we did kind of a little bit of a rebranding for the, I guess, chapter live reactions to, you know, new One Piece chapters, which, unfortunately, when, you know, last week, when, you know, this chapter came out, chapter 1032, unfortunately, we didn't do a live stream then, just for the sole fact is, okay, so Samurai Drew, who runs the, well, not runs the YouTube channel, one of the two people who runs the YouTube channel, and Dark Brandon was out for reasons I probably shouldn't say, but unfortunately, Samurai Drew, when he was about to stream, the internet just completely went out for him, so he was unable to stream. And I mean, I don't exactly have access to the channel, so I couldn't stream then. I mean, I was, like, the whole thing I was kind of planning was to do my episode 1000 live reaction stream, and then jump into it and talk about the chapter a little bit, and also episode 1000, but fortunately we didn't do that. But we were able to get back for, you know, chapter 1033, which during then we did kind of a little bit of a rebranding to the, I guess, the live reaction, how we're doing it, because now I'm guessing we're going to be calling this now the panel by panel breakdown. And I mean, you know, not to hate on it, but I mean, at least my personal thoughts about doing it, you know, the first time on there. I mean, well, what we were trying to do is like, oh yeah, we'll go by each panel and try, discuss on each single panel. But as it kept going on, we kind of did that less and less, and just did our usual, reacting to the chapter and be like, oh my god, freaking god, Zorro this, Zorro that. So, I mean, the name change is cool and all, but I don't think we'll be able to stick with us, being like, oh yes, let's dissect every single panel one by one. So, I guess check out the stream, and it was pretty cool. And I don't know. I guess last thing for me to say is, I'm recording this on Cyber Monday, so hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving week. I actually made like a pumpkin pie cheesecake, and dude, oh my god, that was pretty good. I was pretty proud of making that. But hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. And for those people who don't live in America, happy Thursday. I mean, honestly, I'm guessing for people outside America, the only thing they care about this week is Black Friday and Cyber Monday, which, to be fair, I did do a little bit of spending on those days, and honestly, I might have spent a little bit more than I should have. What the hell? Huh. I wonder what was that about. But yeah, back to the video. Let's see, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I spent a little bit on Black Friday, even probably more than I should have, but still, hopefully your deal snatching went good for whatever you guys did. But yeah, I guess I've been talking about this stuff long enough, and the only reason I'm doing this is because it was a little bit of a break between my last video. Well, not my last video, but like my last chapter review. I took an extra week off. And I mean, in those like real uploads of the streams, I really did thought, like they were going to take a lot longer, but I'm guessing me wiping out almost instantly didn't help that. But just want to do a quick update on stuff before I guess get to the review itself. But yeah, that's basically it. So let's get into the chapter review itself, which of course we must always start at the cover page. And this cover page is another reader request as usual. So let's see. Black cats and Yamato making deliveries. And yeah. It's just a cover page where we got Yamato and two black cats just, traveling around making deliveries to people. And I do like the black cats are kind of struggling. And yeah, they're literal black cats. I mean, it's kind of weird to think that, like, if someone might look at the scriptures like, the black cats are Yamato. Oh my god, the black cats are back. Oh, no, they're actual black cats. But, yeah, the black cats are struggling, and Yamato got, oh damn, that's it's actually a really big backpack. But I'm sure Yamato could carry it, no deal. But, actually, fun fact about this cover page, which I didn't find out about this until later, but actually the reason why this cover page is, specifically Yamato and specifically black cats is because in Japan there is this delivery company called, let's see, Yamato Transports. Yamato transports. And like the mascot they got on their like logo are 2 black hats. Huh. You know, that's actually a pretty cool way, you know? It's, I don't know if, you know, having, maybe that might be the reason why Oda named Yamato, but, you know, it's actually a pretty cool, you know, whoever, I guess, in Japan, you know, requested this. It makes sense. It's a very punny thing, and it's referencing probably, you know, people in Japan would obviously know this kind of stuff, and in the U.S., less so, but at least in Japan, this, you know, makes it like a cute little, like, oh yeah, you know, it's kind of like, you know, the delivery company. So, you know, and it's pretty cool. And they are also, yeah, making deliveries. Yeah, but, you know, that's all I have to say other than, I mean, hey, if we're having Yamato as a straw hat, if, you know, people are thinking that Yamato might be a straw hat, then, we might be seeing more Yamato in cover pages soon. But, yeah, other than that, that's really all I have to say about the cover page. I don't know. I mean, I feel like sometimes I could go on too long about the cover page, but, just, you know, that cool little fact. And that's really it. But yeah, on to the chapter itself. It starts with Marco carrying Izo, which I guess Marco's back up to strength at this point. And Marco's like, so what's going on, Izo? And Izo's like, I'm just curious about the outcry about that enormous apparition. It's making me kind of feel a little uneasy. And Marco responds like, and why the heck am I carrying a wounded man? And he's like, oh, yeah, about that, the message earlier. Where was that enemy? And, let's see. It sounds like the castle's on fire. Be careful, Izo. Yeah, I know. And we do see a small shot of Big Mom and, you know, Izo and Marco, you know, flying just right past Big Mom, which, I'll give you a hint. Big Mom doesn't appear in the rest of the chapter. Okay? But, yeah, continuing on, we jump to, I guess, some random samurai, just, not random samurai, I mean random beast pirates, just, like, reacting to the huge flame blob thing. And they're like, oh my god, freaking, the samurais are blocking the exit. Come on, guys, we gotta bring out the cannons. We're going to get burned up alive if we don't get these gates opened. Which, I mean, you know, honestly, I'm kind of surprised. I mean, honestly, at this point, I haven't seen any of the beast pirates use, like, cannons at all. And it's like, oh yeah, you know what would be good earlier? If we use cannons against, like, you know, the rebellion army. Nah, let's use cannons against our own doors. So, yeah, they're using that breakdown. And then we go all the way down to the second basement floor where freaking Apu is still chasing after Yamato, which he's like, wait, Master Yamato, just please hear me out. And Yamato's like, oh my god, I'm really busy right now. Can you just go away? Don't even follow me. And then we got Drake, who is chasing Apu, being like, Apu, you haven't learned your lesson yet. So wait, we got X-Drake following Apu, who Apu's following Yamato. Yeah, and oh yeah, I guess freaking Fuga? Yeah. Fuga is also following Yamato, and we find out that apparently Fuga is friends with Yamato. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, I'm sure that kind of makes sense that, you know, at least someone in the Beast Pirates would have to be, you know, somewhat friends to Yamato, and I guess that makes sense. And Yamato's like, oh yeah, it's real nice to see you, Fuga, but yeah, I have to go, I'm in a hurry. So I guess that explains why Fuga was, you know, chasing after Yamato. And I know a lot of people were like just like making that big I guess, theory of like, okay, guys, you know, Fuga and the rest of those numbers, they might be, you know, those 3 samurai that, you know, in the Yamato's flashback. And I don't know, in this chapter, it kind of makes me less so, I guess. But, yeah, back to it. Then, meanwhile, you know, while this is happening, we got an announcement being like, everyone from sectors from the 2nd floor, and enormous fire monsters heading towards the basement. And also, at the exact same time as that announcement, we got like Brook and Robin. I remember, you know, they were running away from CP0, and they jumped off the ledge of the balcony, and they're falling down all the way down to this, I guess, the 2nd floor of the basement, and they happen to land on freaking Fuga's hair. So yeah, they miraculously, you know, fall down there, but still, CP0 is, you know, running their tail, chasing right after them. And Brook and Robin are like, okay, we gotta fight now. But then, suddenly, the fire blob thing that Conjuro made is literally chasing right after them. And Brook and Robin are like, what the hell is that thing? And freaking CP0 gets engulfed by the flame. And I mean, obviously it does nothing to them because, you know, they're so badass. But yeah, they get freaking just, you know, engulfed by that flame. And, you know, everyone's worried about the flame blob creature. And they're like, oh my god, its goal is unknown, but it's keep heading towards downwards. And Yamato's like, wait a minute, this thing could freaking, you know, pass through walls, and if it's going lower, oh no, that means it'll head towards the armory. Oh, freaking not anything but that. The freaking island's going to explode. Hey Fuga, hey, come here, I need your help. So, now that's really all the last of Yamato in this chapter. But, yeah. Next up, we go with Brook and Robin being like, oh no, CP0 is on the other side of that flame. Which, you know, as I said earlier, how are they surviving this? You know, they're just so badass and cool that they can just, you know, survive that, of course. And Brook's like, come on, we gotta hurry up. They'll be after us soon. Then, you know, CP0 is, you know, walking slowly away. And then freaking Apu is just like having his, I guess, transponder snail or whatever just be like, let me just take a bunch of pictures of CP0. And he's like, oh yes, the lapdogs of the celestial dragons have been spotted in Kaido's castle. Oh, what a scoop it'll be. I bet Big Morgans will pay for big money for that. After losing their armsy adult flamingo, the world government has been lowered to snooping too. And then freaking one of the CP0 members, which please give us names. I don't want to. The main one. He's like, don't get over your head, and he just freaking finger pistol freaking Apu, and he just gets straight up knocked down. Oh god, Apu. No. I'll give my opinion about Apu later on in the video. But yeah, Apu gets knocked down straight down, and X-Drake sees CP0, and CP0, the main CP0 guy's like, X-Drake, do you not think we not know who you exactly are? I'll hold that comment and offer a little bit. Let's see, he's like, why don't you start excuses? And then he's like, well, inconvenient truths are meant to be erased. And he goes to the offense against X-Drake, but then Apu does one of his, boom attacks, and hits the CP0 member, and Apu's like, oh man, that freaking hurts, you goddamn stupid government agents or assassins or whatever. And X-Ray's like, oh, you're still alive? He's like, oh yeah, you know, I know a little bit thing called armament hockey, you idiot. Oh, now they're going to pay. And you, aren't you in the Navy? X-Ray's like, oh my god, just shut up. Are you in or are you out? And he's like, well, they started the fight. Oh, no, you did. God, I love that back and forth. And he's like, well, of course I'm in. And X-Ray and Apu are ready to go on the offensive against CP0. And I don't know, I feel like I might talk about this for a long time, so I'll get back to the both of them in a little bit. But yeah, then next up we got, let's see, you know, outside of the dome where, you know, we got Zorro versus freaking King, which, you know, we'll take off the second half of this chapter. So, yeah, both King and Zorro are fighting, and then we got King pulling off, well, one of those weird attacks that, you know, these dinosaur users have been using. So I'll try to explain it to the best of my ability. I can't, because it has to do with a body part that I don't know what's it called, but like, you know, the, you know, on King has he's a Paleosaurus? I think that's the dinosaur I'm thinking about, yeah. You know, the Paleosaurus and the large, I guess, you know, on the back of his head, like the axe that, look, I'm trying to think, because I don't know what the name for it is, but you know, like this thing, he starts to pull it, he pulls it from the back of his head, and like, you know, the more he pulls it, his freaking, like, face, like, scrunches up, and he's like, wait a minute, what the heck, is he sort of like, the heck, is he even supposed to be pulling that thing like that? He stretches it all the way with making a weird ass face, and then he lets it go with an attack of Deep Imperial Pride Steak, and it, you know, hits the ground, and it just crumbles a bunch of it. So it creates like a beam attack. Maybe like it shoots out like a beak or something. Or maybe like his head moves so fast it creates an energy blast. I honestly have no goddamn clue how to explain it. Like, probably in post I have to put up images because I suck at explaining this. I don't understand what the hell is going on, and like all I get from the chapter is Zorro being like, how can I block that? It's like a laser beam. So I don't know if, I really don't know if it's supposed to be like a, you know, he shoots out like part of his beak or something out, or if like he pulls his head far enough back and it, you know, moves so fast that it creates like a shockwave attack or something. I really can't tell you what's it supposed to be. And of course, say it with me, King tells us that a paleodactyl of ancient times hunted their prey just like that. And you know what freaking Zorro says? He's like, oh, damn it, I had no idea. I'm like, I get the joke. And I mean, obviously, you know, I'm thinking about this, and I know some people will say like, I've never actually seen a book about dinosaurs before, but I mean, clearly he, you know, with the whole thing with page one's tale on, you know, new discoveries on that dinosaur, he kind of cares about that kind of stuff. Like, you know, he pays attention and knows what's at least somewhat going on about, you know, dinosaurs and what we're learning from them. He's just like, look at this, like, you know, what if we just made dinosaurs a little bit more crazy and batshit insane? So that's what's with dinosaurs in the One Piece world, I guess. But back to the chapter. Zorro retaliates against King with 360 pound a hole! But King's able to dodge that attack pretty easily. And Zorro's like, man, I just gotta figure out a way to land a hit on him. Or otherwise, I'll just, you know, wear myself out. And I'm guessing that freaking flame on your back is just another feature of a pteranodon as well, am I right? And King's like, no, it's not. He's like, wait a minute, it's not? Well, anyway, I'm tired of this guy lording over me. I gotta knock him to the ground somehow. So he does 3 sword style black robe dragon twister, and then he does that attack. But King is able to block his attack with I guess his pteranodon wings, and I was like, oh, god damn it, he's blocking the slashes with his wings as well. So the difference, so between a dragon and dinosaur, you guys are soaking up damage like nobody's business, huh? And King's like, well, in my specific case, he'll go even further beyond that. And King transforms back to his human form, and, you know, goes on the offense against Zorro. He's like, fine, I'll give you a swordsman's duel if that's what you want. And I do enjoy a good duel. And Zorro's like, I've hit him with so few slashes, but yet he's not bleeding at all. His wings move, and now I know that they're not ornamental. But I can't be sure he can use them to fly. And the flames on his back keeps burning. I would assume they're power of his devil fruit, but they're apparently not. Is he Fishman? Some kind of ancient blood giant? He's probably from some race I've never even heard of. I gotta figure out what the heck is he, or else I won't be able to beat him. And, you know, while Zorro is, I guess, thinking about that, King is taking down Zorro pretty handily. Yeah, pretty handily. And while Zorro is knocked down, he hears the sound of a shamisen. Shamisen? I'm just going to say shamisen because I feel like shamisen's the wrong way. But hey, well, I know. He hears shamisen, and he's like, wait a minute, is that a shamisen? That can't be right. And then suddenly, Enma, this isn't Enma, don't worry. Zangetsu will be in place of Enma for this chapter review. But yeah, Enma just starts sucking the hockey out of freaking Zorro. He's like, Enma, what the hell are you doing? And that's the end of that scene there. So, you know what, we're so close to the end of the chapter, so I'll talk about the Zorro stuff after we get through the end. And then we go through the treasure repository room. Okay, I knew that's where freaking Orochi was. But yeah, we see Orochi there, and he also hears the shamisen. Oh god, I'm already messing up on myself, but he's like, the shamisen playing? That doesn't make any sense in the midst of this bell. What is it? It's coming from the next room over there. And he takes a small little peek, and he's like, wait a minute, it can't be Kakonomisaki. I thought you died. Is this just a trick, or did I freaking got up to heaven? Ever since that terrible day, I've been dreaming of you, my dear. I can't forget about you. And Kuromisaki is like, oh, near of high, Lord, I've always been by your side. And he's like, this is a dream. I don't want to wake up from it. This chapter ends with Kuromisaki mysteriously there. And oh god, let me stop with the damn voice. But I guess, you know, usually this part of the video I would say is there a week break or not? Well, there wasn't, yeah, I don't think there was a break while this chapter came out. Yeah, no, there wasn't a break. So, yeah, you know, because already the next chapter's out, I don't see really any point for me of specifying if there was or wasn't. So, yeah, what should I talk about first? Okay, we should talk about Kurosaki, which, I don't know. I feel like at this point, it's pretty clear that Kurosaki... Now my computer won't bother me in the middle of this chapter review. I should start just, you know, just turn out the sound for all my devices while recording. But, yeah, what was I saying beforehand? Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone agrees with me that, Kurosaki is Hiyori. I really feel like I shouldn't even be explaining this, but, yeah, honestly, it is super clear. Just, you know, if you need any convincing, I mean, just really think about it. Really. I don't even need to think about it. So yeah, Hiyori is on the island itself. So actually, I did remember people, like, you know, the week this chapter came out, some people were like, well, is actually Hiyori even really there? Or is the Enma, I don't know, creating that image or whatever? And I mean, not to spoil the next chapter, there might be something that, I guess you could not argue for either or if it confirms or deconfirms it with what happens next chapter. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's, you know, I would hate if it turns out like, oh yeah, this is just a false image. Hiyori wasn't there in the first place. But I mean, it would make, actually, when you think about it, it actually makes a lot of sense. Like, why specifically Kurosaki, or I guess Hiyori, was right there, right by the treasury deposit room. And if you guys remember when, you know, the Red Scabbards were getting all healed up in the treasury room, they got mysteriously healed over there. And this is where, yeah, you know, Orochi was exactly hiding. So, yeah, that's actually a good, you know, it makes sense why, you know, if Hiyori was the one who, you know, helped, you know, patch up the Red Scabbards after their fight with Kaido. I think that personally makes a lot of sense with everything geography-wise. And, you know, I do remember the line where Hiyori's like, Zorro, just let me kill Orochi. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what the hell's going to happen with Orochi, because, you know, we've seen him die twice. You know, Kurosaki's like, yes, I'm going to be right by your side, where I'll stab you, and, you know, cuts off Orochi's head again. So, I don't know if it's like a, you know, he has as many lives as heads left or something. I don't know what's up with that. I mean, by this point, freaking everyone will have a chance to cut up freaking Orochi. I mean, I did think for a while that maybe what will happen is, like, some miracle, Orochi, you know, will practically escape this battle, but, you know, I mean, the only problem if he actually does do that is, you know, where the hell is he going to go? He has literally no one on his side, so I threw that idea out, but it could happen, you know, everyone tries to kill him, but Orochi still somehow worms out to escape. But I guess the whole thing with Zorro, I really don't want to talk about too much about this, because, you know, the fight does continue next chapter with the whole Zorro versus King thing. It really sucks, because I feel like if I did this, you know, the week this came out, and, you know, not the next chapter did, I feel like I would have a lot of stuff to talk about this, but what stuff I could talk about that's not spoiling? I mean, I can't talk about anything with Enma, and, you know, things about him being a Lunarian. Obviously, Zorro doesn't know that. I do have to admit, you know, one, I did find it funny, the whole joke, not joke, but like him's like, oh, so, you know, with you scratching your face or whatever and causing a beam or something, I'm not even really sure what the hell that attack is, and so flames on your back. Them, pteranodons can apparently do that. And he's like, yeah, no. They clearly don't do that. And I just talked about how weird his freaking face scrunch ability. I don't understand what's supposed to be happening. Okay, I don't understand. Okay, now let's move on to oh yeah, something I definitely could talk about. Something I'm good about is the whole thing with X-Drake and Apu versus CP0. Because I am genuinely being honest, I did not see this coming, like even a second. Because, I mean, it's kind of interesting, because, you know, we know that, because remember, X-Drake was fighting Apu, we didn't see him for a while, and I was like, hey, what's happening, X-Drake versus Apu? And then we see them just chilling, and just being like, so you wanna have an alliance, Apu? And X-Drake's like, I don't trust you. And then if the next chapter, yep, X-Drake fights Apu. And then this chapter, it continues to Apu and X-Drake teaming together. So yeah, kind of unexpected events, and especially CP0. I genuinely do not see them fighting CP0. So yeah, I am definitely interested. And like out of everything, I guess CP0 with them being, you know, so badass they can survive a fiery blob. I mean, of course they can. I mean, sure, why not? But where was I? Yeah. Back to it. Where the line specifically I want to mention is the main CP0 guy. They really need to give them names or something. But he's like, X-Drake, do you not think we not aware of who exactly you are? And this really makes me question, because, you know, I'm obviously, they know freaking X-Drake was a Marine, and then the whole thing with Apu's like, oh, so you are the Marines or whatever, and it makes me question, like, well, what if? Does CP0 know about Sword? Because I'm pretty sure it's pretty clear that Sword and CP0 do not work in tandem together. And I would even argue that Sword's not even, you know, working for the world government. So, like, I really question, do they... Because I'm having a feeling this line at least, you know, hints that CP0 knows that... you know, X-Drake is still working for the Marines, but do they know about Sword? That is the big question. I really wonder if that, you know, because if it does, God, I really don't know what direction this is going to go with CP0 and everything, and you know, because I think with this whole thing with CP0 and, you know, the Marines and everything, this might evolve into kind of a straight Sword v I guess the world government at some point. I feel like that's going to happen with that. It is very interesting that, you know, CP0 might know about Sword. I mean, well, the CPs are, you know, both in assassins and intelligence operatives, so, you know, I guess it would make sense. But I mean, you know, I guess some things can't, you know, go wrong. But I mean, if they do know, at least X-Drake is still working for the Marines, you know, and they don't know about Sword. That could also just be a possibility. They're like, oh yeah, we clearly know you're still working for the Marines, but they don't know like anything about Sword. They probably think of the same thing with Corazon. Actually, is Corazon her Sword? I mean, that would make sense. What if, like, you know, Corazon worked for, like, Sword before it, you know, became Sword? I mean, that definitely could be a possibility. So, definitely interesting. I'm definitely interested in how the fight's going to go, and I do have to admit, I definitely loved freaking Apu's and X-Drake's dialogue. And he's like, "Oh man, you're still alive, Pooh?" He's like, "Of course I am. You know, I got a little thing called armament hockey, you fool." So definitely love their scenes. Now I'm really curious how, you know, X-Drake v Apu, because I did have to agree. I did think, like, you know, the Straw Hats who weren't doing really anything right now were going to join in with Robin, but I know really questions. And actually, where the heck is you know, freaking you know, Brook and Robin going? Because they're running away from, you know, CP0, and CP0's being currently... Well, there is still that one CP0 member, because we see two of them, you know, fighting against Apu and X-Drake. But there was three of them? Yeah, three of them on the island, so possibly the third one's going to be there. I mean, I don't know who's the strongest or not, and I still am the firm belief that, you know, just because, you know... you're the higher ranked officer doesn't mean you are necessarily the strongest. So, you know, maybe probably she would be stronger than them. I don't know. Yamato trying to figure out a way to stop this ethereal blob. How the hell are they going to stop this ethereal blob? That's the good question. Like, Yamato's like, okay, how am I going to stop this? Is Yamato just like going to move the bombs and weapons somewhere else? I mean, that might not be a bad idea, but I'm really curious. What is exactly Yamato's plan to stop this blob that can apparently move through walls? I mean, actually, Yamato could just freeze the creature. Actually, that does make a lot of sense with, you know, Yamato's Devil Fruit does have some kind of ice abilities, and apparently with one of the numbers, Fuga, helping, I guess. So yeah, what else? That we got that little thing with Iso and Marco. I wonder what they're going to do, because like from the sounds of it, yeah, they might be also heading towards that fiery blob to, you know, stop it. So yeah, they might do that. Oh yeah, Marco's back up. Yeah, I didn't mention that. Yeah. So, I guess that's really it. Because here's the thing. Usually, I would be talking a lot more at this end segment and be like, oh, what happens in the next chapter? Well, here's the thing. I already know. So, I can't really be like, hey, man, you know, what could happen next chapter? Hint, Big Mom doesn't show up next chapter. So, that Law and Kid fight... we're going to have to wait a while for that one. Anything else? I mean, it was kind of weird that we still haven't... Yeah, we haven't seen anything with the other two numbers, especially that Mephisto-looking motherfucker. We still got to see... I mean, you know, not to spoil anything next chapter, but we still haven't seen Raizo versus Fukurokuju. God, love doing that when I say Fukurokuju. Can never stop doing that. But anything else I want to say? Because I don't know. I feel like there's more I could say, but you know that obviously would be spoiling into the next chapter. But you know, I guess a hint for you guys. The next chapter, yeah, it's a pretty good chapter. It's an awesome chapter where we learn some unexpected things. But yeah, I guess that's really the end of the video. So I don't know, like, comment, subscribe, or whatever. I mean check out the videos that I was mentioning. For me, please check out that. I mean, you don't have to check out my you know, I guess Nuzlocke, Pokemon stuff. I mean look, if you don't want to watch it, just don't watch it, please. If you're here for my One Piece shit, just stick for that. I really don't care what choice you pick. Let's see, what else can I say? I mean, honestly, out of any of the videos I did recently, I probably would at least recommend, you know, watching my episode 1000 live reaction. I did like it. I do have to warn you. The stream, like my internet randomly crashed in the middle of the stream. So I had to start a new stream, and I think I watched until like the halfway point. So yeah, like when I get into the reaction, like for the first half, I already know what's happening because I already saw it because my damn internet crashed. Unfortunately, I don't know why my internet did that. God, I hope that doesn't happen again. But if I ever do live reactions, but yeah, I don't know. Follow my Twitch for Pokemon stuff, whatever. I don't know what else to say, but other than is really Kurosaki truly there, or are we ever so much closer to the end of Act 3? See you next time. But like, yeah, dead serious. Where Kurosaki, she has the shamisen. Is freaking Act 3 like almost ending? Because Jesus Christ, it needs to end like sooner or later. Just one of these days, Act 3's just got to end. I don't know. I did hear, well, I don't know if people care about this because it's One Piece, and I usually like to leave out dedicated Bleach new stuff, and I might do this in a separate video no matter how short it is, because dude, man, if it's anything Bleach, I'll probably give an excuse to fucking talk about it. But I hear like really upcoming soon we're going to get like a trailer for the anime, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Anything else I want to say? I mean, honestly, hey, if it's anything, I've actually been playing, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. It's, I do like Kingdom Hearts, so, yeah. And, I pretty much did Terra's and Ventus's, story all the way through. I started doing Aqua's, and, I guess if I'm talking about Kingdom Hearts here, and I know, this series moving forward is going to be doing something with, like, unreality or some shit. I don't know. But, I mean, I did hear people saying that starting Kingdom Hearts 4, we gotta move away from Disney property and all about Square. And, look, don't get me wrong. I love Square. I want them to put, like, freaking The World Never Ends with You, maybe even Chrono Trigger, or, just generally other Square products into Kingdom Hearts. I think they should do more of that, or even just do a entire world of, like, Dragon Quest or whatever. But I don't want them to, like, completely get rid of Disney. I still want there to be, like, Disney and Pixar worlds to do, and I hear people say that, and I'm like, well, yeah, and just move away and get rid of Disney completely. I've heard people even say that. I'm like, well, yeah, but you really can't do that, because just how the series is designed. Freaking Donald Duck, Goofy, Mickey, Yed, and Sid, all major players in Kingdom Hearts. You can't exactly just get rid of them. It's the same reason with, like, Sonic, how, even the Mario games where they completely ignore humans, you still got Eggman. You can't get rid of him. He's still a major player in the Sonic verse, so I don't know how I feel about that. But just saying, I want some, new, more Square Enix stuff I like, but just, please, let's go to some Disney worlds, like, Coco's a cool one that I saw being suggested around, because we're, dealing with concept of death and returning and whatever. What's one I really want to see, like, the last, like, I guess, good Disney movie that's live action would really work, that I want to see, is Mary Poppins. That's, like, literally the last good, live action movie that Disney could pull from, other than, like, Jungle Book, I guess, that they haven't done. So, yeah, I really want a Mary Poppins world, and you put your sweet ass I want them to do the whole, you know, I guess custom costumes where, you know, they have their own, I guess, travel clothes that they call them. Like, you know how, like, in Halloween Town, they get their own sets of nice clothes, and in 3 in the Pirates Caribbean world, they get piratey outfits. I love when they do that, and I think Mary Poppins deserves that. And also, it's really... Yeah, I guess that's really it. But if it's anything, if you really want me to gush about, like, seriously, guys, just tell me. If you want me to gush about, like, Kingdom Hearts, I will, because I love Kingdom Hearts. I love Disney, so I probably do a decent, like, hour video, or maybe even short, depending on what it is. Actually, let me throw this idea out. I did think about doing a discussion video, like, series about every single member of Organization 13. But, like, you know, the only problem with that is, you know, there's obviously some of them I legitimately can't think of how to do a video other than, like, okay, guys, here's this character. He appeared in these games. This is how he fights. Yeah, that's it. I really don't know how I can do that with, like, some of the Organization 13 members. God. But it would be cool to do all 14 Organization 13 members. And if you haven't played Kingdom Hearts, yeah. If you haven't played Kingdom Hearts, yes, that makes sense. And also, preferably, Days. So, yeah, I guess that's really it with the video. See you later. God, I've just been on a Kingdom Hearts kick in this video.